What's up, YouTube? Hope everybody's doing great out there. Been a couple months as usual, per my recent YouTube activity, but I've got a lot of stuff to catch up on with you. Some new arrivals and show pickups and stuff like that, and some recent returns from grading. PSA and CGC, I sent a few cards to. I'm gonna do two videos, probably three actually, because I want to split this up a little bit so it's not too long. And also because I do want to post this year a video for the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. I'm looking forward to casting my votes. Appreciate the effort that was put into it this year by the three gentlemen that took it over, especially the creation of a whole new category of the veteran YouTubers, the OG category. To be able to vote in a few people that maybe don't get the recognition from the newer crowd, and also just to recognize a lot of the older channels that were kind of pioneers as far as creating content on YouTube, especially back then when it was a much kinder time, when it was really all about just knowing each other and hooking each other's collections up and sending care packages back and forth unannounced. Those were really the good old days, if you will, when most of us became friends, even though we had not met each other in person. Some of my best friends in the card community are people that I really had never met or didn't ever meet until going to the National, when I started to meet some of the many members of the YouTube community. So anyways, appreciate all of you for watching as always. Please don't forget to interact with the video, like, comment, and if you just found my channel, please subscribe. Appreciate it. And I'm gonna go ahead and get to the cards. Like I said, first I'm gonna do a video here today of some PSA results and CGC results, and I'll save the second video for just other new arrivals and show pickups and stuff like that. So hope you enjoy. Let me get right to it. All right, we're back. First, I sent a few cards to CGC, not really as a test, but because I already knew what their slabs looked like, and I really actually like their slab. They're really nice. But these were just a few cheaper cards, and also one was a gift from a friend. So I sent these three because they already use CGC for a bunch of their IP autograph stuff, because they do a lot of the NBA games. They do graphing at like spring training and stuff like that around Florida. So they use CGC and JSA because it's, in Sarasota. And obviously they have a great reputation already. But I personally had not sent any cards through them. So sent to these three, and I think they came out excellent. I did not want the cards graded. I just wanted the autographs graded if they were 10s. This is from my childhood collection. Rafi used to sign for us every day at the Rangers spring training facility when I was a little kid. I have a whole stack of Rafi autos. This was just one of the ones where the auto was really nice, and I figured it would look great slabbed. I probably could have graded the card also, but I didn't really care to on these three cards. So came out great there, looking nice. This was a recent pickup that we actually TTM'd to Juan Gonzalez. Igor. TTM results come back quick, like a week. He signed super fast. So I told my buddy to send this one, because this insert here, I figured it would look amazing signed, and it just came out awesome. So really happy with the results there. And again, we did not grade the card, just the auto if it was a 10, which it was. So to me, that just looks awesome in the CGC slab. I'm going to back that up just a hair. A little too close. There we go. And finally, this was a gift from them. They graphed at the Magic game with the Knicks, and all the Knicks signed. So they got a few extra Brunsons. And my buddy just gave me one. So I said, you know what? Send that in with your guys' order. I'd love to see it slabbed up. So that's actually my first Brunson autograph of any sort. So pretty cool to add that to the collection. Looks great. I will keep it exactly like that. And thanks again to David and Mario for not only hooking me up, but helping me out with sending those through to CGC. All right, let's get to this big stack in the middle here. If you watched my last video or two, there was quite a few signed Hall of Fame and star rookies and vintage. And not this isn't vintage, but there was vintage in a lot of the previous pickups. This was a couple more groups of cards from the same collection that we were grading piece by piece. Some of these we graded the autos, some of these we did not, but we didn't grade the cards on these. This is one that I think we probably could have graded the card. 85 Fleer Eric Davis. This is just a beautiful card here. An awesome autograph. So these are the type of cards I just kind of been focusing a little more on, adding bits and pieces to my collection of just nice looking stuff like this. Very unique signed cards with great autographs. 88 Fleer All-Star Andre Dawson. Look at that signature. Again, we probably could have graded the card here. These cards are mint. I mean, these are like 8s and 9s. Maybe there's a 10 in this stack because these cards are all very nice. Most of these were signed in the late 80s, so these have been in a collection for a long time. Check this out. This is an 87 All-Star Tim Rock Reigns with a silver ink signature. Again, the card itself is in great condition, but we just graded the auto. Got a 10. This auto is pretty sick. Pretty cool. The always popular Diamond Kings, 88 Donruss Diamond Kings Tim Raines with a beautiful autograph also. Man. I mean, to me, stuff like this really just beats out a pack pulled auto in many ways, you know, because it's been around for over 40 years and it was held by the player, you know, signed in a spring training environment or at a game or something like that, or at a show maybe. I don't know. This kind of stuff is just awesome to me. Now, this one here takes the cake. 81 Donruss. We could have graded the card on this one as well. Really well-centered. Really nice looking card for an 81 Donruss. Beautiful 10 auto. Great looking autograph. Front and back, this card's relatively sharp. I mean, again, this could be a 9. So a 9 with a 10 auto would be amazing. But we just sent these all in without card grading for the huge lot. I would love to get this one signed by Reggie someday, but for now it's just Winfield on the 82 Donruss Bronx Bombers with a nice 10 auto from Big Dave. Great looking card there. A couple more Winfields were in this lot. Here's a nice 85 Topps All-Star card 705. Great looking card again, centered really nicely. Great auto. Really love adding Yankees autos like this to the collection. Here's another one, 85 Donruss Highlights. Nice auto. This one we didn't grade the auto. A little weak in a couple spots there. I was afraid it wouldn't 10, but it really does look nice. The black borders are pretty sharp. A little bit of an issue over there, but again, we didn't grade the card on these, so great looking card there. I think this is the last Winfield. Yep. This one's kind of an awesome card here. 81 Topps traded. Here he is on the Yankees. Topps traded 1981. Again, sharp card. You know, maybe a little off center, obviously, but really just a sharp, sharp card. Great looking auto, but we didn't grade the auto on this one. It has a couple skips and breaks there where I was afraid it might not 10, but look at that card there, man. Look at that picture, a young Dave. I love it. Last couple, as far as IP autos, there is another Ricky I'll show in a little bit, but this one is Diamond Kings 83 with a really nice auto. He just goes off the edge, but man, this is a nice auto. Well placed. Fits the card. I don't know. This is just beautiful to me. And once again, very sharp card. A little off center maybe, but these examples of the cards that this gentleman had signed years ago were just all really sharp ones. This guy was a very particular collector, and I'm very happy to own a bunch of these. And finally, it's actually I believe only first time I've ever owned a Koufax auto. Maybe I've had a Topps or an Upper Deck one over the years, but I have a couple of the fakes that have gone around, but never actually picked up any of the pack pulled stuff. So This is a really cool card here, the 1980 Baseball Immortals. It's just a classic design, old school card, but not really a vintage card, obviously. So, it's cheap, the card itself, but the auto is awesome. And again, these were all signed in the mid to late 80s. So this is blue ink from, 40 something years ago. And man, it just looks great to me. Great looking card. Again, we didn't grade it. Card looks great though. Maybe a 7-8-ish kind of card. It's in great shape, near mint. A little bit of white up there. But man, the whole thing just looks beautiful. It looks like it was meant to be signed. So really happy with that one. All right, that does it for those. Next, real quick, I'll show a couple more autograph cards. This, incredible. I was very lucky to have a couple friends offer to try to get me Patrick Ewing's signature at the National, because they were doing a private event with him, and they took 2 of my cards just in case, and they were able to get both of my cards signed. This was a raw one in my collection that I just knew was basically mint. It was a really nice Scoring Kings. And I sent this to get signed, and I just think it came out great. Some people say they wish it would have been in a different color ink, that's dark background. But really the way the autograph pops off of this surface, you can really see it pretty well no matter what. So I just like blue ink, classic look. And maybe silver would have been better. Maybe, whatever, if we had time, or if they had time to be picky. This wasn't like a sit-down thing where they got to have 100 different pens to choose from. So I think it came out great either way. And on top of that, the card got an 8.5 and the auto got a 10. This is obviously the highest one out there. There aren't many of these signed. But this becomes the top of the pop report for this kind of a card. So pretty excited about that. And to go along with it, this was also raw in my collection, one that I had thought I would grade at some point because it really did look amazing to me. Just a perfectly centered 86 Fleer rookie sticker. I just took some pantyhose like usual and buffed off any wax residue and sticky shit that was on the back from the way these are usually on the back of the packs, or are on the back of the packs. And this one just came out amazing. The signature, again, perfect. I wish he would have signed it a little lower so he doesn't hit his face. But, you can't complain. This just came out great. And on top of that, an 8 with a 10 auto is just beautiful. So, man, super excited to add these to the Ewing collection. Finally, just a few normal graded cards. I saved these for last. This Ricky, of course, Topps Chrome Black comes in a sealed one-touch with a sticker. But, man, I looked it over after I picked it up, and it just looked perfect to me. And I said, damn, I think I got to try to grade this. I thought about sending it in for dual service just to get a 10-10. But if you look at Ricky Henderson's auto on all of these cards, he basically signs a 10 auto 1,000% of the time. So my main objective here was just to see if my eye was good enough. So I, cut the little piece of sticker off the one touch and opened it up, and it looked great, so I sent it in. Very happy with that result. As you know, I usually only collect Yankees stuff, but for a guy like Ricky, I'm pretty much going to hold on to just about any auto I can find over the years, so that's a nice one. That is like some residue on the case there, but it looks great. This was a raw card found at a show that just looked amazing to me. It looked like it was too flat, too clean, like it had maybe been in a screw down back in the day, because everything about it was sharp. It measured right. The borders are perfectly square, up, down, side to side, top, bottom. Man, this thing is centered well. The back actually aligns with the front where there's no tilt. This is the nicest 84 Donruss Mattingly I had ever come across raw. I've seen 10s. I've never owned a 10. I've owned 9s. I've owned 8s. I've owned 7s. And I've owned plenty of raw ones. And it is almost impossible to find this card with this flush centering. Anyways, I sent this away with an outside thought that I might have found a gem. But I got a 9, and I cannot complain. A 9 on this card is awesome, especially just to find it raw to show. So real excited about that. I actually did not currently own a 9, so this becomes my keeper. This one is not going anywhere. Unless I somehow one day end up with a 10, but that's a lot of money. Anyways, very happy with that. And I saved these for last. These were both BGS 9.5s with great subgrades. And I cracked them out and sent them to PSA. I had to try it. And they both 10. So this is a 2017 Topps Chrome Pink Refractor and Sepia Refractor. Aaron Judge rookie. PSA 10s. These cards, like I said, were gems with great subgrades. I really was confident in the BGS subgrades and the grade overall. These were gem mint cards. I was confident they were 10 quality cards if I sent them to PSA, but you just never know. So really happy with the results there. 2 for 2. And shockingly, they did not upcharge me. I sent them the slow route, was patient with it. They both 10'd, and I did not get upcharged. So that is like a win-win in my book. And I really do like my non-autograph stuff in PSA 10s. Unless I have a BGS 10, of course. But a BGS 9.5, if I can upgrade to a PSA 10, I will take that crossover, or that Kraken cross, if you will. I'll take that any day. And this has become a bit of an iconic card now. So really happy to have a couple different refractors in the collection. And couldn't be happier with the results there. So that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Once again, I'll have another video up in the next couple days with a whole bunch of other pickups. Thanks for watching. And appreciate y'all as always. Take care. Peace.